ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your front door. Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh's lineup of meals like steak and potatoes with béarnaise sauce, Southwest pork and bean burritos, falafel power bowls. I don't even know what a falafel is, but you know it's got to be fresh. It's coming from HelloFresh. Come on. And look at this chicken. My God. Looks so succulent and juicy. I definitely got to get a piece of that. And you want some too. So go ahead and try HelloFresh. Just click on the link below for a special limited time discount plus free shipping. So try it today. What's up, everybody? What's happening? Excuse me. Hey, Mega. 405 coming to you live from the 405 where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there, man. Welcome again. Mega quit it with the food advertisements, bro. Nah, son. We got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to get that chicken, man. It's juicy and succulent. You got to get it, bro. Food advertising, man. You know what I'm saying? It's around lunchtime. Go ahead and go get you some of that. Hit some of that HelloFresh. I say Halo. Hello Fresh. Golly, sometimes being country. Before I get started, though, I just have to do this. I'm sorry, Try Hard fan, but I got to do it.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. No.
Shout out to this dude here, man. Bruh, okay. All right, let me stop being messy. What's going on with you? Okay, all right. Listen, that's the least of Sony's issues right now. And actually, let me rewind, go back. Let me listen, you know, because me and Don did a reaction video. It'll be up on my channel here, if not tonight, tomorrow for sure. And we was going over the show. And listen, I'm a huge fan of shows like this. Like, I mean, of all of them. I mean, I'll watch during E3 or what, you know, events, showcases, whatever these are called now, live streams, whatever. I enjoy. I watch them all. I watch them all from the indies to the PCs, and PC like events are very, very stale. Like, they come with that dry humor. It's not really funny, but I still always like and enjoy seeing what's coming out, because for me, it's about what is it that I'm seeing that I want to play. And in every show, there's not been one show that I've looked at, except maybe one, that I looked at and I was like, man, there's only really, and that was that last Nintendo Direct that was earlier this year. That was pretty bad. All the rest of them, I'm always kind of giving it a higher score than normal, because of the fact that I know that there's going to be something that I'm going to want to watch, right? So with this, there was games that was there that I wanted to play. And then I'm like, okay, so I graded from that standpoint. So after the show, after the live reaction with me and Don, I gave it a C-, C+, right? Because I was like, you know, but I mean, because there was still questions of, because Don kept bringing up, he's like, it's so crafty how Sony works when it comes to not letting you know what games are going to be are multi-plat and what games are exclusive. And I'm like, man, you got to watch that fine print. You got to look at that stuff, because more than ever, Sony is definitely going to make it seem like these games are only going to be on Xbox. And so the reason for me making that point is this, like, so it's right here. Right here. Right? You know it's a bad day. When Xbox is out here taking jabs. On your big day, you reveal 2 years for PlayStation fans to wait for you to have this showcase. And you get hit by number 3? You get hit by number 3? Number 3 just hits you right across the mouth like, nah, bruh. If there's anything that, for my Xbox brethren out there, that you have not maybe not realized, what's going on with you guys? Shots fired, yes. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you, Fastback? Everybody, Cleo. Let me go ahead and give some shout outs, man. You know what I'm saying? Casting Repair. You know what I'm saying? Fan 4695. You know what I'm saying? Bunty. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for coming through, man. But you know, it's a bad, this is not a good look for you. If you're getting slapped across, Sony did this a few years back. And matter of fact, all last gen, there was something that Sony came out and was throwing a jab at Xbox. Anytime that Xbox had any good press, it was like, okay, all right, let's hit them. This right here is insane. And I've been trying to tell people this is like, look, stop trying to think that Xbox is just sitting on their hands, just waiting for Sony to just do whatever that they want to do to them. This isn't the same. The marketing team is you still have Aaron Greenberg, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Aaron. But his crew is different. And they're more aggressive. And I think one of the reasons why they weren't aggressive back then is because they didn't have anything to really show back then last gen. This right here says a lot. And you might say, well, I mean, these are multi-plats, Mega. This is the difference. Huge difference. Now, I'm going to go down, because I mean, this is going to be like, this is this Twitter stuff right here, like, man, because it was so messy last night. Bro, shout out to to Beast, man. Beast had me in tears, man, when it was so messy last night. I have never, in my entire time of doing YouTube, I've been doing this for 8 years, almost going on 9. I started, 2014. And the reason why it's not 9 instead of 8, because I took a year off because bad breakup. Had to I had to start over from scratch. I just left my ex with everything. Like, yo, I'm taking my Xbox TV, and she wouldn't even let me get all my clothes. So I started over from scratch, Jack. So I had to take that year off. My grandfather passed away. It was just a really bad year. And so that's why I'm like saying 8 more than 9, even though I started in 2014. But out of all the years that I've been here, that I've been doing this, I've never seen PlayStation cooked like this. I've never seen PlayStation get cooked. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. And it's not, and what's really even more puzzling is that they even get cooked by their own. Usually they put their heads in the sands, they just let it ride, they don't say nothing, they don't talk about nothing, they'll deflect, they'll talk about, what right now, the worst thing about Xbox right now is Redfall. Console sales. Not this time. This is a first. This is an absolute first. I've never seen this before. Out of all my years of doing content creating, never seen this. So that's really not a good look for Sony. That is really not bro. Aaron Greenberg and them taking shots, man. They on demon mode, bro. Like, biggest shout out to Pred last week on Next Podcast, which I hope you guys come and check out Next Podcast tonight on Xbox 448 channel 8. It's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, the Lord's time, and LA time, Pacific time. Now I only just know GRG and Pacific time. Shout out to the people out there on the West Coast. But anyway, the thing for me that was crazy, I think it would be 5 o'clock Pacific, is that Pred said this, and he said, by Sony going first, there's only 2 options here. Either they're very confident or they don't have anything to really show. So shout out to Pred on that. Because everybody was kind of like, nah, man, for them going first, this is something that they have never done. And I promise you, this might be the last time that they'll go first before Xbox ever again. Ever again. Because everybody always asks that, why Sony always wait? Why Sony always? Because they always want to countermeasure what Xbox does. They don't care about what Nintendo does, because Nintendo is going to get their fanfare regardless. Regardless. Nintendo can show you lint, a cardboard box, and one hot game, and that's it. That's all Nintendo fans need. But this right here, for PlayStation to go first, because I was thinking like, no, PlayStation has to have a lot of confidence to come out first, knowing that Microsoft is going to be coming out here, and it's got to be a big year. It can't be 2020 or I should say 2020. It wasn't. Well, I think it was 2019 or 2020, where the Xbox event was good, but it wasn't all that. Like there was some things that was missing. I believe it was the 2020 event, but bro, this one hurts. This one's gotta hurt. This one's gotta sting. The PR team at Sony have to be looking and saying, what did we do wrong on this? Or it has to be overconfidence, something. Because if I was a person that was sitting here on the PR team or on the team and I was like, and I'm seeing this being displayed and that it's going to come out here into the general public, I'm like, man, there's got to be some other things that's got to be dropped here. The one thing, I hope this as well. I hope people will stop saying this as well. Just give me a trailer. Just give me something. Let me know that a game's coming out. Everybody that I could see going. I mean, I was supposed to be jumping on, trying to finish Forspoken. I could not stop looking at the internet because there was so many people that was wilding out last night, and there was a lot of questions that was being asked. Was like, what was that game that was shown that was just a trailer of a ship, and what was it, the Concorde or something, whatever, and it showed a nice rendered version of a burger, and what the hell was that? Like, if Xbox did that, they would get cooked. They would, what is that Xbox you showing trailer? No, anybody in their right mind know that the game's graphic is not going to look anything like what that trailer was. That was just a waste of time. That could have been something else. That could have been something else. You know what I'm saying? You're saying ponies are saying that the tweet is because none of the games are in Game Pass. Central Time, the Lord's time. Oh yeah, Central Time, the Lord's time, always. See, listen, there's always going to be the detract. Look, there's. I'll show you one. I'm like that boy on his R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting for his damn life right now because. Listen, this is why I try to tell the people about, if you listen to my video talking about Redfall, and just in general, the last My Thoughts video was saying, look, the one biggest problem, I've said this on GRG and also on Next Podcast, is that content creators can be the worst on a game's future or success because they overhype stuff. Too much. Content creators for Redfall, this is going to be this and that. I'm looking at it with my own eyes, and I'm saying on the podcast and saying, look, I said Redfall looks cool. I mean, this is something that I definitely want to play, but it doesn't look like it's a console seller. It doesn't look like it's something that I can just say, oh, that one right there is it. It's the same thing with whoa, what's going on? Thank you, Bunty. Bunty with the super chat. He says, think about this, K-Mega. Every game they advertise saying 2023, maybe a few 2024, did they announce the 12 months without saying anything? That's a great point. I don't know. I mean, that's a great point. That pretty much could be help advertising for Xbox, with Xbox is just saying, look what's coming in within the year. Look what's coming in the year for us. And if these games ain't on Game, and this also says, and we don't know, there might be a couple of these games that could drop on Game Pass before they launch. I mean, I could see Ghost Runner 2 maybe coming out. Now, again, maybe all these games are marketed by Sony, and so therefore they can't be on Game Pass, which is fine. But the one difference compared to last gen is that not only with the media side with Sony on this, which I will show you here in a hot second, but these games last gen would be timed exclusive or exclusive on PlayStation 4. That's a big difference. See, this is what I was trying to explain to people, and I always get it. I always get hit. Like the stand, even from Xbox. Mega, you always, you cap it for this, and you over here trying to stand. The Xbox did this, it'll fail this, fail that. I say things way far in advance, and then so other people get the credit for it because they say it right then and there, or they're bigger channels, whatever the hell ever. But regardless, I say this, and this is the facts. Xbox has changed their perspective of how they're doing things, and it happened at 2018. I said the same Xbox that we knew back from 2013 on up until we seen from 2018, from that switch, from when Phil was like, bro, we're just gonna throw a console at you because we're not gonna ever be in that predicament again of where we were. Here's the Xbox One X. You want it? It's right here. It's available. We're not going to have this whole talk of being not having the least powerful console, the resolution gate garbage. We're not doing it here. This generation, we're going to have the most powerful console available for you. Did it matter at the end? Did it change anything at the end? No. PlayStation dog walked the Xbox. That's what it was. Nintendo dog walked the Xbox. But the damage was already done. And I'm saying, look out. Xbox is going to be making some big moves, man. Watch out. I said this 20. And when I talk about, like, there's somebody else that was trying to argue with me about, not argue, but debate me about, I'm saying that 2018 was a huge showcase for Xbox. No, I've seen better. No, because Xbox answered a lot of questions. And a lot of people are so impatient. And I understand it took, 5 years? From 2018 to 2023 to start seeing the benefits of what Xbox has made this shift to. But this stuff doesn't happen. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. It doesn't. And so this for me is why I'm saying this right here. This is different. Xbox has been slowly doing this, taking the jabs, but this was different. This hit different. You know what I'm saying? This hit different as hell. And again, let's go down. This boy. I'll read that here in a second. But this is let me find it. Let me find it again. That's probably partly up. I know it's here. All right, right here. I said, who did it better? Who did it better? Right here, we got from Eurogamer. Bungie returns to its roots with a PvP twist on classic FPS series Marathon for PlayStation 5 and PC. Bungie himself said, who among you will write their names across the stars? Marathon coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. This is what, and see, when people say, when we've been we have said this a million times. The media has been on some bullshit for years. Siding with Sony for whatever reasons. If they're big fans of Sony, or because Sony helps promote their brand, or whatever the case. That is, and again, here we go. Eurogamer, the CMA, all this stuff, and people say, "Oh, the computers, you wear tinfoil hats." No, man. This is just what this is. This is blatant. This is blatant. There's other stuff too that I didn't. I should have retweeted. But other people were saying like, well, trying to defend the showcase. Listen, the showcase, I was extra lenient on the show because, like I said, I like just watching stuff about games. But I gave it a C minus, C plus at best. Going back and now when you see this, because the only reason why I gave it a C plus, C minus is because we didn't know which was exclusive and which was exclusive for PlayStation and what wasn't. When you got most of the games that they showed, except for one that I'm over here I'm trying to find out about. I'm trying to find out about if that game is going to be exclusive. This right here, Phantom Blade Zero. This is the only game that's got me like, yo. Oh, let me.
What's your plan?
Turn down the audio. This is the only game right here that I got questions about. Is Sony now? Sony could have timed. Now, regardless, this is going to drop on PC, so I'll have it on the rig, regardless. You know what I'm saying? But if Sony did nab this to be an exclusive, that's a great get. For me, I love hack and slash. This is one of the things that I talk about what Xbox is lacking: hack and slash and fighters. They got everything else in the bag. Everything else in the bag right now. They got the best racers, or you can even say it's debatable. It shouldn't be, but they have racers. They now have the RPGs. They got the top-down RPGs. They got a great relationship with Sega, so they get the JRPGs. If they want to try to also get it, they got the big open world game RPGs. They got everything else that they have. They have shooters, which shooters has been everything on lock for them. Other genre. They have RTSs. They have they got plenty of indies. They also have, every other genre damn near that they have it, except for they don't have hack and slash and fight in enough fighters. That's it. That's all they need. That's all Xbox needs. You have this game, or a game. If you get a game like this, if let's say that I don't know what we're going to see on the 11th, but let's just say this game is a timed exclusive for PlayStation for a year or so, and this is coming to Xbox. This is a great look. This is a great look. This is all Xbox needs. This and fighters. Every other genre they're touching on. Every other genre they're touching on. Now, there will be people that will debate and say, look, they need to have first-party JRPGs, which I totally agree. And they don't need a bunch. Like, if they could bring Lost Odyssey back in some way, shape, or form, or bring something else or work with any of those developers that worked on Blue Dragon or Lost Odyssey or anybody else, the Sega, some Atlas, whatever, and bring a JRPG first party exclusive for Xbox PC, bruh, all they need is a hack and slash. That's all they need in fighters. That's it. And you can hear that by dropping Killer Instinct 2, and dropping if the rumors are true about a brawler, a fighting brawler. Everything else they touch. Everything else they touch. You saying touching genres? Bro, come on. We can't do pause on everything. A genre is not a person. It's you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Stop it. What's going on with you, Reggie Lee? Let me read this super chat from Bunty. He said Sony is going to stop paying for time exclusives because it's causing them too much money. That's what's breaking them. They can't afford that no more. Listen, Bunty, that was another thing that I was finna kind of go to. Man, look, let's watch this trailer again, man. I mean, this looks absolutely, for me, absolutely fantastic. These type of games make my mouth water. When I seen this, I was like, yo. And I thought this is where the show was going to start turning. The showcase was going to start turning. I'm like, uh-oh. Now here we come. Here, okay. And so I'm sitting up looking kind of interested, like, okay, Sony, what else you got? Anyway. Bro, I don't know. I don't know. I cannot personally call what the hell we just seen. What's going on? Oh yeah, my boy G4, Rain G4, he said the media was waiting for Xbox to fumble back in 2013. You've seen how Greg and Colin acted when Microsoft's Xbox One was underpowered and was $100 more. It's on PlayStation and PC. Okay, So this game right here is just only on PlayStation and PC. That's a good look for PlayStation. That's a good look. That's a good look. So you got 3 games in that show. That's not enough. That's not for waiting for 2 years. Not waiting for 2 years. Not waiting for 2 years. Not waiting for 2 years. Because you know what? You know the reality is that stands will start bragging about this game, but a lot of them won't play it. A lot of them won't pay that $70 for it. They just won't. They just won't. Unfortunately. They all you got to do is just watch all the gameplay. Just watch the gameplay. Just see how many is going to be showing gameplay. They'll talk about it. And if this game gets rated high, which it might, no, it might not. I don't know. We'll see. But we knew right off the bat, like this was a Chinese game. This got a feel of a game that's on PC. Wind's Road. What is it? A Wind's Road. Which is supposed to be coming to consoles at some point. Really, really cool game. I bought it in beta. And it was controller. It was bad. It wasn't the greatest, but it was still a cool game for when it works. And now it's way more polished. So hopefully Wind's Road will come to consoles, and it was supposed to be slated to be coming to Xbox, as well as PlayStation. So that's going to be a really cool game if that does happen. But yeah, man, this game looks hot. But back to PlayStation and this event and all this. What I'm confused about is, well, I'm not even confused anymore. If you go and look at history, this is kind of like the same playbook as what happened at the beginning of the gen last gen, where it was the sparse moment. They had a couple of hit games here, a couple of hit games there, and then towards the end of the generation, they lit the gaming world on fire with all these games that hit. The only difference with this now is just like what Bunty said. Sony might not be wanting to pay the bag in order to keep these games off of Xbox. Or Xbox is being much more aggressive with their money on making sure that these games come onto the Xbox console. I got to read some of this. I mean, I just asked. I wanted to see me personally, because I was like, the show is average. Below average, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, like I said, there were some games in there that I wanted to play. The reason why I made it that average and I said average because I said a C plus, C minus. So regardless, that's an average, right? But I guess so.
Bro, I had to catch the front row seat, man. I had to get in here, front row seat, to hear what you were saying, bro. Like I'm here, front and center. With the popcorn, I got the drink in hand, man. I am sitting back, bro, and checking out this show, man. What's going on, brother?
What's happening with you, Xbox 448? Hey, man. So you know it's going to be
I hope I didn't barge in, but like I said, man, I wanted to.
That's why I got in here. So, like, if people want to come in here into the Discord and come in here with me, hey, we can discuss. I'm with it.
Yo, I do have a quick question though.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind. Has anybody seen Foxy Games UK or MBG? Anybody at all? Because I'm concerned for their well-being right now, man.
I'm glad that you brought that up. You know,
we're gonna have to reach out the way my homie Steven did with Ja Morant, man. We gotta reach out and make sure they're okay. Coming out with all this craziness before the show, talking about people are going to be selling their Series X's and stuff like that, Mr. Foxy.
That's where I was getting ready to go. I'm glad that, man, look, I mean, brother, we've been doing this for so long. Now it's turned into, you even doing segues and just popping into the street. Like, bro, it's just
perfect. Natural, man. It's natural.
It's just natural. It's just natural. Okay, so I'm going to play what this man was saying. Because, I mean, listen, I'm showing right now This man right here dressed for success, dressed for PlayStation success, right? So we're gonna listen to what this little clip. Yo, shout out to our boy J Rock. J Rock was on fire, bro. Like I mean, like I said, I was gonna try to get done with Forspoken, and I couldn't. I just had to look because I've never seen PlayStation cook like that. I'm gonna have to ask you about that, bot, but let's listen to what he has to say. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it.
That was a bad show.
Hold on, I'll mute it and I'll go to your actual stream so I can hear it just in case.
Okay, all right, okay. Let me know when you get there.
Oh, I'm already there. I'm watching.
Okay. All right, here we go. All
right. That was fucking bad. Like that was bad. That was a bad show. I expect so much more from Sony, and they did not deliver that. I don't know what needs to happen going forward, but something has to happen because that was not. So I'll put it to you this way. Xbox does not have a high bar to clear. Xbox does not have a high bar to clear. And honestly, if I was Microsoft right now, if I was Phil Spencer, I'd be fucking like, what? Like, I'd be very excited because they now have the opportunity to steal the spotlight from PlayStation. And I do not say that lightly.
All right. I mean, listen, give him props for being honest. You know, I mean, give him props for being honest. Like I said, the man was dressed for success. He was ready. He was ready for this to be excellent. Shout out to Jazz because Jazz came out and then also Tom Hiddleston, I think that's how you say his last name or whatever. Or Henderson came out and said, "Look, Metal Gear, the remake, 3 remake was not going to be exclusive. It was going to be, but it was going to be multi-plat." But it also came in, and I wasn't seeing it on GRG. You know, we were having a discussion about Castlevania. I'm like, I don't even see them even touching Castlevania. I thought it was going to be Metal Gear and Silent Hill, and that was going to be presented. It wasn't. Now Alan Wake 2 was, which looked great, but you know what I'm saying? It's not exclusive. So listen. So shout out to him. Shout out to this man right here, dressed for success. That it's being honest about what's going on.
Nickname, by the way. That really, we should get the hashtag dressed for success.
Dressed for success.
MBG, bro.
Yeah, dressed for success. This man was ready.
He really was.
That man was ready. He was anticipating. See, this is the one problem with.
Here's the thing. Yo, real quick, came back. But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Yo, he's dressed up.
Yeah.
You know, as Snake. You know what I'm saying? Obviously he's a fan of it.
Yeah.
So why be disappointed after the show if you got a trailer for a game you absolutely love? Like, who gives a shit if it's exclusive or not if you care about that game, though?
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? He dressed up like it, bro. Come on.
No. There's an added little bit. There's some added juice.
Oh, I missed the small writing. I missed that.
Yeah. There's fine print under there. There's some fine juice when you dress for success, and it's an exclusive to PlayStation only.
Big boss. My bad.
Big boss. Bro. You got to dress for success for a PlayStation exclusive. If it's a multi-plat,
you don't do it. You don't do it.
You might wear the headband, but you don't dress for. That's like me dressing up as Locke, right? Because the sources out there in the wild said Halo, Locke is coming back to Halo, or there's going to be a Halo game with Locke in it only, and I'm like, what? And I'm dressed for success, and then that shit is a multi-plat, bruh. I'm getting cooked, and I deserve to get cooked. I mean, that's just. No. Dude,
you were talking about Phantom Blade Zero before. That's a console exclusive.
Somebody I think said in the chat that it was going to be PlayStation. They
said coming to
PC.
PlayStation and PC on the thing, but
it did. But
we know they like to like kind of omit any X words. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm hoping that's multiplat. That was probably my favorite game. Like the one that surprised me the most.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah.
wow, that looked great. Yeah.
That's the one that I thought that was going to kick off the show, going upwards in the direction of the show really taking off. Because I was like, oh, here we go. And I don't know what game came after that, but it was not anything that was on the same level as that. I do. Can we also talk about how far Square Enix has fallen off? Can we just come out here and say, listen, I was going to make a video talking about this.
This is turning into church right now, people.
Yeah. I was going to, and you know what I'm saying, going back to a video that I was talking about with Square, with Final Fantasy, things like that. Like, you know, for people that know that I'm not getting Final Fantasy, not because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, not because it's exclusive, but because of what the comments he said in regards of not portraying history correctly and then doubling down. That's me. I'm not telling anybody else not to get Final Fantasy 16. But Square Enix, the one game that they showed, and I'm like, oh, when they showed the beginning of that trailer, and I'm like, oh, what is this? And then you see the game itself, and the game is it's like a Splatoon-esque, more adult-oriented because it's got champagne bottles and foam. That sounds like
foam something. I forgot what the name of that was.
Yeah, it sounds like in real life that would be a fantastic party. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, let's have some music going. You know, let's jump into some suds, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's go. But that ain't it. Square Enix is reduced to this. Like, that to me is like. And so now what we're looking at is that, and I didn't think that I would ever say this, is that Atlas, Persona, a game that was niche, that is now, kind of picked up into its own. It's always been considered a really great JRPG, but it's not. But when you stand up to the juggernaut that is Final Fantasy. And Final Fantasy has kind of turned into Devil May Cry now instead of being traditional with the turn-based. And then you look at Atlas for what they're doing by still remaining turn-based, but people are more in love with their RPGs. Is it now, and I'm asking you, Biden, and people in the chat, is it now the tide is turning? Like, some people will tell you, like some people that love Persona will tell you that the tide has already turned. But for me now, looking at this and seeing where Square Enix is at, with their games compared to what Atlas is doing, is it now Final Fantasy? If this Final Fantasy doesn't do well, doesn't catch up to Final Fantasy Remake or Final Fantasy 15, can we actually now start saying that now they're being dethroned by Atlas? What do you think?
Yo, it's crazy. First off, I absolutely love the conversation right now, man, because looking at Square, with Final Fantasy, so many people are cued in that Final Fantasy 16 is just going to automatically be this like over the top incredible game that everybody is going to like gravitate towards. But if you look at their previous iteration, if you look at 15, when that released, there was a lot of controversy in like how they set up that game from Final Fantasy fans. And, it might have, released great initially, but you saw that kind of drop really quickly over time. And it didn't do the typical Final Fantasy thing, when it comes out. And usually, people come out in hordes, and it's such a great game. There's so many twists and this and that. And you didn't really see that with 15. So first off, I don't know why everybody's just automatically giving 16 a pass. All right.
Yeah.
Thank God. With Square Enix, they got to be thanking God for Final Fantasy 14, to be honest with you. For money coming in, people playing like their game for a long time. So with that, I don't know why people are putting 16 on such a high pedestal when, there's questions there. There were missteps with 15. And like, I'm like, yo, we don't know if they learned their lesson at all. We're gonna find out. And there goes my.
We're gonna find
cat.
out. We're gonna find out now. Oh, go ahead.
And just another thing, real quick. Square Enix coming in with what looks like a game as a service. To be honest with you, with the whole foam thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I can see microtransactions for cosmetics, like different color foam, all sorts of craziness. Now, people laughed when we started talking about games as a service. When we're talking about like Sea of Thieves, stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, you're not getting these big, single player bangers and stuff like that. But even the companies that are known for making these big single player games, what are they doing now, guys? What are they doing? They are making games as a service. You know why? Because in this industry, that's where the money is.
That's
all
where
right.
The money
You are
is.
not going to make nearly as much money with a successful single player game as you are with a game as a service that is going to continue, that people are going to continue to put their money into microtransactions and all the new cosmetics and stuff that are coming out. All right. And people really, really got to notice that world has changed. All right. You're going to see more of these companies doing this, but you're also going to see a lot of them fail as well, because they're coming out so many at the same time.
Bro.
It's gonna get watered
Sony
down like crazy.
So many.
For real.
It was nuts. And listen, I did not see any one of those games being and this is just my thought process. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Feeling
I
like a hook. Feeling like a hook right off the bat. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any of those games that was shown that was games as a service to be something that was going to gravitate. Now, again, we need to see what Marathon's going to be. But that's a multi-plat. Our bet, but we still gonna have to wait because there was no factions. We both was admitting that faction was good. Where the hell
I put out a picture with a milk carton, like it's missing. Like,
bro,
and dude, PlayStation fan base are going nuts over this now too. They're like, where the hell is it?
If this game is not, if they're not showing even a trailer at the VGAs coming up at the end of this year, this game is way deep in development. I mean, this game is going to take a long time before it comes out. I still feel that will come out this generation at some point, but they might be in the beginning or the pre-stages or just, like first 2 years of the development. I don't know, but regardless, the one thing I will say this though, you got to give Sony the credit for them being very patient, especially because Naughty Dog is shown, like, if you're patient with them, they'll come out with a product that people will enjoy, right?
Uh-huh.
But when you're trying to push this narrative this new narrative to PlayStation fans that we want to try to be an online gaming platform just like Xbox is.
Oh, hold on. Say that again.
We're trying to be a gaming platform like
online
Xbox
gaming
is.
platform,
like
Xbox. Oh my goodness!
Xbox.
Go ahead,
right. I mean, that's what it is, right? But the games that you got to pump out, you got to look. It's okay to just throw the kitchen sink throw the kitchen sink out and just throw anything out there to see what sticks. But man, there was nothing there that didn't catch my. They called me to like, oh, you know what? I might jump on that. That's something that I think that looks kind of cool. Nothing that was shown, and I'm an online gamer. Like, I'm playing games that, I'm acclimated to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to play online games with the gaming community, but there was no games there. Even though, like, I mean,
there was one. Hold on, there was one that I thought looked cool.
No,
there was one that I thought looked cool, man. But again, everybody's gonna have different preferences. We're out here. We're hearing the majority right now when it comes to the showcase.
Come on in, Ham Solo. Come on in. Jump in.
Right.
Jump in. Ham Solo say he wants to jump in. Jump on in.
Yeah, dude. I would love to talk games with this dude, man.
Yeah. Come on in, Ham Solo. Shit, if you're low, come on in. Let's have a discussion. Anybody who's in there coming to a GRG. Think hop on in, man. Hop on in.
K Mega, bringing people together, man.
Bringing the community together.
Right, what were we talking about again?
Oh, sorry. We're talking about the online games. We're talking about the online aspect of what PlayStation is throwing out. Like,
Tower
it just
of
doesn't
Fantasy.
look. Yeah,
bro. Tower of Fantasy. I like the mix between like the anime big-eyed kind of like characters, and then this is purely visual because like I didn't see too like there was gameplay there, but there was so much going on. I didn't see any like kind of like story within the trailer. It was just a lot of and visually, I thought it looked like a cool game, man. The character models mixed with like how they put in kind of like the robotics. You know what I'm saying? The way the graphics looked with that, like I thought that looked cool. It looked like it was like a massive like online game. I don't know. Maybe you could think of like a Genshin, maybe a gacha game or something like that. But it looked like it. But there's definitely a bunch of people playing and like you know you're seeing hit markers and stuff like that. But I thought that game looked cool. Was it anything to be like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go grab a PS5 for? I didn't see anything like that, man. No, and that's including Spider-Man, but like I got shit for that on Twitter. I got shit for that on Twitter.
We will talk about Spider-Man on the way getting out of here because I do want to see with Ham and them coming here and say, because I want to talk about, I would definitely go talk about Spider-Man, and I'm over here. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this right here, man, Beast the Truth, and I know a lot of people don't like Beast.
That picture's not right, bro. That picture, yo, I'm sorry, yo, I put it out there. What I'm saying, the symbiote right there is engulfing Peter Parker. It's not yet established. It's not yet formed. And that's why it looks like that. Like, you know, guys, we don't need to make the showcase look any worse than what Sony already did. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's not do that, guys. Like that dude, I've watched the trailer, and of course you guys know I'm a huge Spider-Man the comic book character fan. So I was really watching this, and that's what that was, man. It wasn't formed on his body yet. It had just come out and covered him, yo. Damn.
Yeah. Ham. Oh, I see. Ham's in here now.
Yep. Yes, I am. I'm very much so in here.
What up, brother?
Oh my goodness,
man. It was a rough day. Like it rained yesterday. The sun was out and I didn't see no clouds, but it was raining.
But dude, we got Cat Quest, man. Pirates of the Caribbean? Yeah.
90% of those games that were showed that I didn't that weren't something I already knew about, I left and still didn't know the names of them. I yawned multiple times through that dang through that dang showcase.
Come on, you was
I was, man. I knew, and I said this on Twitter actually. I said, man, I knew the showcase was down the dump, like it was in the corner with the dumpster juice. I knew it was over there as soon as I seen that the whole city light up, and then these suckers start surfing on freaking suds. I was like, all right,
bro.
I was just like, okay, like I thought Square Enix was finna come out of their bag because they came out looking like they were, like. And my brother Mike said this yesterday as well, because I want to give him a shout out for this, because he said exactly how I was feeling at the very beginning of the showcase. Jim Ryan's outside. Oh Lord, what's about to happen? That's what I was thinking when I first seen him. I seen him and I was like, shoot, Jim Ryan's here. This is gonna be good.
Right.
Like this is gonna be a good showcase. And then all of that, like one of the only games I came away with thinking, man, PlayStation kind of was making a different type of stride that I was a little excited to see, is when they showed that game that looked like Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Helldivers.
Helldivers. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, co-op games, something that PlayStation is unfamiliar with, and that's playing with friends.
Right.
And I was just like, that looks very interesting. I'd like to try that. But from there, it kind of slowly went downhill, and it was
just
weird.
Real quick on the Helldivers game, man. Did that? It reminded me of Exoprimal, but instead of dinosaurs.
Yes. It looked like a fancy. It looked like a fancy, like more budgeted version of I was actually going towards Second Extinction.
That's exactly what
I looked at.
No, that's it. That's it. Exo Primal is the one where they come out of the portal, right?
Those are what the mechs. And
you were
that
right.
game,
The Extinction one.
Is
That's
very
the one
polished.
I was talking
about.
It looked like Second Extinction in Decima Engine. Like that's the way I looked at it. I was like, okay,
y'all are coming in messy. I'm trying to be.
I'm not even being messy.
Like
I said that it looked like something I was interested in. That's not messy.
That makes sense.
No,
man.
I know you're just being honest. I know. I did like Second Extinction, but I mean,
but like I said, like the MGS thing showed, and I was like, sweet. I think they should have led advertising that with. Like after they showed Snake's face, I think they should have said new button scheme because the button scheme on them old Metal Gear Solid games are atrocious.
Bro, they're awful.
They are atrocious. But yeah, once I seen people surfing on suds and the CGI of it had me like, yo, this looks kind of mid, but it looks clean. And then they went to gameplay, and I was like, no way.
Bro. I said, and Don was like, what? I said, bro, they're trying to make a game to combat against Splatoon. You just don't. And then even Don was like, there's one thing you really just can't do is try to outperform a Nintendo first-party game. You just can't do it. Like, everybody has tried to try to make the same type of game for Mario Kart. Mario Kart is still king. You trying to do this now with Splatoon? You can't do it. Like there's just so many like platformers. They're the king of it. So for PlayStation to try to throw this all in at once, I think it's a little bit too much. I think if they just came out with factions and maybe Helldivers too, then I think that would have been enough to say, okay, all right, as a PlayStation fan, I may be more into my single player experiences, but I do want to try these games because that is what you want to get started. And then for the smaller stuff, then, PlayStation gamers will gradually kind of like, oh, this game is cool. This game looks all right. I mean, I might try this because I played Factions and I played Helldivers 2. This might be something that I can get into now. I think that they hurt themselves more so going forward because there's no Factions, which I think that it's going to be really, really good. But you give these gamers these experiences and these experiences aren't up to snuff for them. They might start looking at Factions a little bit different. I mean, I don't know, man. This is bizarre. I've never seen, and I'm asking both of you guys this because I said this at the beginning of this stream. I've never seen out of the eight years that I've been, going on 9 years I've been doing this, I've never seen PlayStation cook like this. Have you guys ever seen PlayStation get just decimated through social media like they have? I've never seen this. I've never seen this.
More than that. What was crazy to me about this show, Sony has always adopted the whole fake it till you make it when it comes to a showcase. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if a game was like 8 years out, they knew it was dropping like in 8 years. They would give some type of CGI trailer or something like that to hype people up. So this way, you got the extremists out there saying, "Oh, that's coming next year." And then when next year comes on, that's next year guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Kind of fuel that whole thing. We didn't really see any of that from PlayStation this year. It's kind of weird.
We've seen nothing from PlayStation that says, yo, 2024 is something to look out for. And then you now have stands. You now have stands coming out and saying, wait for the Summer Game Fest. And I'm like, bro, you're hurting that bad?
Ham.
We're talking about state of play.
The PlayStation community is coming out telling out, wait something. There's no way that the PlayStation community, Ham, you better be lying to me. They better be saying that they're waiting for something. I'm not
bro, I just watched, like, for the last hour, Marlon Gaming Nation. Shout out to Marlon. Dope dude, dope creator within gaming. He was losing it. And he was really mad, more or less, at his chat because so many people were saying he was capping. Oh, Spider-Man looks amazing, and then many people said, and he was yelling at his fans because his fans were saying, "Wait until the Summer Game Fest."
Nah, yo, our brother who is on a watch right now, because we are concerned for his safety, but MBG has gone out talking about state of plays, talking about a possible second showcase, talking about a PlayStation experience, like in fall into winter or whatnot. They are grasping at straws right now, man. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
When Maximilian Dude, which is a PlayStation guy.
Oh, I saw that too. Oh,
I watch all this content because he's a fighter guy. He's one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest. He's even out there. He was out there cooking Sony. He says, I was promised balls to be blown off, nuts launched into space, orbiting the Earth. Never again we have to put our precious jewels in danger for a PlayStation Showcase event. Never again, bro. This is the biggest thing. This is what I was saying before you came in. Is that one of the biggest things where Sony can live off of is the hype machine. The hype machine. It didn't matter if they had. I mean, listen. I can't. The last to me really good PlayStation showing was going back last gen. What 2017 maybe. 2017, I can't remember. It was that long ago. But they've always sustained this hype level, and they put their hand in the sand even when their shows is not better than Xbox's, but they've always found something to knock Xbox down for.
Dude, that's exactly like I said. They would have some type of like quick CGI teaser. Yeah. Like they would do another Wolverine teaser again. Just to keep it there, and they're not doing that. It's weird. I mean, I kind of applaud them for that. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of because they just leave you guessing for years. You know what I'm saying? And there was definitely less of that. But there are games that have been in development so long and no information on that. You would have figured at a showcase that was like almost 2 years in between time, that you would get information about their first party like that. And
bro, the way that Microsoft slid in right after the showcase was mad disrespectful.
I love the mess.
Because they just said I mean, I can't disagree with you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But but it was just so messy because it almost seemed like they were saying, we appreciate you guys for doing part 1 of our show.
Yeah, pretty much.
You even have more steam to that. God dang.
I mean, come on, bro.
Man. Bro, yeah.
80% of that showcase was games that are coming onto Xbox. And I was just like, thinking to myself, like, as an Xbox fan, like, that's exciting. And then at the same time, I'm looking at my PlayStation 5 and I'm just like, you still ain't got much but like a week's worth of game time after this review. Or not review, but after this showcase. After this showcase, the amount of time that I'm going to spend on my PS5 has not changed. I already knew I was going to get a Spider-Man, right? I already knew I was going to get that game. Maybe Helldivers at some point, but even that game doesn't say, hey, buy me. That game says, maybe.
Yep.
Could be good.
Winter Soldier said, we are seeing the beginning of Jim Ryan's PS era. We are.
Facts. Facts. We are. Because I just got done telling Matt likes games and my brothers over there. I just got done telling them, like, yo, this was that showcase. They saved up the whole last 2 years. And this is essentially without Sean Layden at all touching and like he didn't touch any of this stuff.
Right. Nothing.
For Jim Ryan to come in and take the helm. And we're seeing the way Jim Ryan's steering the ship, and it is
Dude, you can.
There's nothing but icebergs ahead of him right now.
Ham. Not only that, but you can see it. You can see it
Titanic.
in the way they distribute the money that they have as well. Yo, shout out to Newis on Twitter, who was putting out there kind of like the budget for PlayStation in terms of that traditional kind of like single player game and the online game as a service. Yeah, I believe it's like by 2024, 2025, majority of their budget, 60%, will be going into developing games as a service.
Yep.
And only 40% into those single player bangers that these people say that they need to keep creating.
Right.
How often do they think they're going to get them now? You know what I'm saying? With the majority of the money going into the games as a service,
right?
Bro, I don't know who said it recently. I don't know who said it recently, but Days Gone 2 was supposed to be coming out
about a month ago. That was the head of the studio. He was like, we could have had Days Gone out a month ago.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro.
Well, so and I'm just saying they said that, and see what is coming from PlayStation first party this year. Yep. And it's just like nothing. I heard you guys talking about what wasn't at the show earlier. You were talking about factions, I believe, maybe, or
talk about
something factions, like that. And I'm sitting here just like
talking about Wolverine as well. Where was Wolverine? Shout out to Infamous. You know what I'm saying? Grown women gaming out
Wolverine.
There.
I mean, hey, let's talk about let's talk about this instead. Where's Stella Yams? That game was supposed to be coming out later this year.
I was looking forward to seeing Miss TNA, man. I was ready to see them yams, man.
How about
I was ready.
How about the Ronin game, Rise of Ronin?
Oh yeah,
Rise of the Ronin. Wolverine, no factions, no Horizon Gas game, no Twisted Metal. Most of the games that we've seen, including some of the indies, little to no gameplay.
No
even
Lost Soul aside. Nothing.
The only what was there was less than anticipated. And if you went in with questions about that showcase, you left with more questions.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's basically it. Like, and Try Hard Fan. Okay, let me get back to what your original point is about, because you said that was the first Final Fantasy game that you ever pre-ordered, right? I'm not, like I've said, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I'm not getting this game, particularly because of the reasons why. But the one thing that you got to think about, there's 2 juggernaut games that's going to be dropping right before Final Fantasy 16 next month, and that is Diablo and Street Fighter 6. Bro, if Street Fighter, listen, I'm not saying that the game is not going to sell, but what they're trying to do is trying to resurrect, and even the head developer said that we're trying to get Final Fantasy back to prominence again, because sales has not been great for Final Fantasy for the last, the last great iteration for them was Final Fantasy 15, which was a multiplat. So this whole strategy of what Sony's been trying to do by keeping these games locked in, I feel hurts any Square Enix game. Do you know what I'm saying? They're selling their soul. And think about this. Yeah, go ahead.
Square coming out with a bunch of games though. Like it seems like they're like trying to get something to stick right now, other than Final Fantasy. If you notice, they're pushing them out right now, and they're trying to find something, man. So I think
Xbox. I've said this on GRG. I've said this on my podcast. I've said this on even probably mooches and stuff like that. Square Enix, they have legendary past old IPs. Mm-hmm. They're surviving on that. They literally have no idea how to read or understand the current market at all. They don't know what they're doing, and they don't know what they're doing. And And then at the same time, they're not driven by passion whatsoever. It is literally just money. And you can see it in their games. And it's insane how they expect us to shelve over the money, but their creative or just fundamental thoughts when it comes to making games is just completely erratic, and it's just very inconsistent.
Yo, dude, you make a great point, man. And with that right there, like I said, I feel like they are definitely going to get acquired, and I can guarantee you, like Sony will be in the front of that line right there, and then they'll become first party.
Not if Final Fantasy 16 doesn't surpass Final Fantasy Remake or Final Fantasy. Listen, the new range, the new barometer.
16 would take over Remake, bro.
Bro, Final Fantasy 6, man, listen, Final Fantasy Remake did not outsell Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, it didn't?
No, it didn't.
Damn.
And Final
Hey,
Fantasy...
Megan.
Yeah, go ahead.
People used to copy Square Enix games.
Yes.
Square Enix is now copycatting other people's games. That's literally how well they understand the market right now. They're so confused. They're using other people's templates and thinking that if you stamp Square Enix on it, people will come, and it's not true.
No, the game looks great. Like, listen, I'm all in the hack and slash. Like I said, this game is looking like Devil May Cry more than and that's going to turn off traditionalists. That's been a fan of Final Fantasy. And I don't care. I would enjoy playing Final Fantasy 16 as what is shown. It looks fabulous. The problem is that you got traditionalists that is kind of looking at this sideways, but they'll still go ahead and they'll hold their nose and they'll do it. But they have, instead of them being at the forefront of having people follow them, like Ham said, they are now going out and changing who they are. And one point that I seen that was raised in the chat that was absolutely on point was that think about what Square Enix would still be if they still had the Western studios that they gave up. Like, if they could have had a DOS X right now, another Tomb Raider would be advertised right now. There would be other games, and Square Enix would still be looking like, oh man, you know what? Square Enix is still the shit.
We're seeing why they let go of those studios, though, because they're not interested in making games that are intriguing and take a lot of money to create and could stand the test of time. They're looking to make quick dollar games that somehow people find themselves they're expecting to have the type of audience that's in an MMO Final Fantasy game to somehow get into one of these cheap, terrible games that they seem to be putting a lot of time and money into.
Yeah, and if
it's not going to happen.
And I don't want this to happen just because I say this. That's not. Let's not get this twisted, because there's a lot of stands that will twist your words. If Final Fantasy 16 does not live up to expectations, doesn't outsell Remake or Final Fantasy 15, the only thing left for Square Enix before I think the bottom will completely fall out is Kingdom Hearts 4. That will be their last stand.
Kingdom Hearts 3 did not come out well.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Kingdom Hearts 3 did not sell well. So
I know
if you've been listening
fans of that franchise were pissed about that game, bro.
Yeah,
if you've been listening to the way they've been talking about Final Fantasy, if you listen to the way they've been talking about Final Fantasy, if I was a fan of Final Fantasy, I would be nervous, because it seems like every time Yoshi P comes out to talk about it, sounds like he wants to make a change about it.
That's right.
Sounds like something big he wants to switch up about it. And I'm not sure if that's the best if you've been watching the switches that have been being made at the developer's standpoint. So it's just like, man, They're even making like Square Enix is even making people like or not people, but their own teams frustrated. How about the Dragon Quest people? They were pissed.
Pissed. Yeah. No, like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I just don't know what Square's going to do, and I don't understand how buying them would help. I don't see how buying them would help.
I don't think you're right. Listen, Final Fantasy 16 has to hit, and it has to hit hard. Like all that talk when they talk about low expectations and it didn't meet these numbers. They have a projection. Sony has this projections. Like, man, we put all this money, we help fund this game and do all this, and this is all this that comes up with it. Sony is not going to acquire them if they're not going to do it. I think that, like I said, they'll have one more last hurrah, which will be Kingdom Hearts, and probably Sony will try to bag that one up. But they might be reluctant if Final Fantasy 16 doesn't hit. Like, and I mean, it comes out a couple of weeks later than Diablo and Street Fighter 6, so it's in a kind of safe spot. But but again, you got the $70 price tag. It's only locked down under one platform. It's not even going to be on PC. I don't know. So far it's been a disaster by trying to have this narrative. In my opinion, it has not been. So PlayStation's games. The console has been selling like hotcakes. The games have not. God of War is the only one that has really broke the mold. All the rest of the PlayStation games that's come out first party has not overtaken any of the other previous titles. Like, I know that they showed Horizon at 8 million. Of course, we know that was bundles, but still. They didn't talk about Horizon until it hit a certain number to brag about.
With Horizon, I wish we could gather the numbers of how many were sent. Like, if they were physical, how many were turned back? Like, how many people brought them back and shit like that? Because you know, the extremists out there, those stands as you call them, bro, like they will champion the shit out of that game. But if you talk to a normal PlayStation fan, they're like, yeah, the game is absolutely gorgeous. Literally one of the top 3 graphic games out right now, right? But when they talk about the story and the NPCs, it's the same old deal, and they can't even like get themselves to finish the game, yo. It's crazy. It's just like the first one, man.
Right? No, it is crazy. Let me read this because this dude here, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't have no issue with him or anything like that, but. If this, only thing I think about when I read stuff like that is if there's an Xbox guy saying something like this, if there was a bad showing from Xbox, right? And how he would get cooked. This man needs to get cooked. Because he's like, PlayStation Showcase was an 8.5 for him. Now, if it's 8.5 for him, that is absolutely fine. What you eat don't make somebody else shit. So if you enjoy the show, you enjoy it. No problem with that. Metal Gear Solid 3 and Spider-Man 2 should be enough for any self-respecting gamer. But when they drop Helldivers 2, Alan Wake 2, fair game, goddamn Marathon, and FNS.
I know who you're talking about.
Really out here acting, you know what I'm saying? Really, and FNS is out here acting like Prince's mama. Listen, man. Listen. Helldivers 2 ain't it. I mean, it looked like a fun game. Something that I would definitely play, but that would be what people would call Game Pass fodder. Thinking that, I was like, man, that looked like that would be great for Game Pass. Game Pass, right? Alan Wake 2 looks absolutely hot, right? Like, I'm not into spooky games, but you know what? I think I might have to give this a run because I mean, you know, I how I love Remedy.
Interested more than the first one did. Like the first one, I started playing it, and just like the shadows. Just became the same to me, and I know there's like bosses and stuff like that, but I fell out of that game, man. But this one having like real people as villains and stuff like it, seeing like a mix in enemies, I'm like, yo, I'm might check that out, yo.
Hey, I don't know how anybody came out with that as. 8. I mean, sure. I mean, 8.5. I've seen some people say 9, and. You know, obviously these news outlets that are full of BS are out here saying the most insane stuff about how Xbox better come with, they better come fully loaded if they want to.
They need to come with the cure for cancer. You need the Holy Grail, and you need the location to Atlantis. That's what they need.
The Lord himself needs to come down and save Xbox after this PlayStation showcase.
And he needs to touch the Halo game and make it a game that everybody loves.
Right.
Absolutely everybody.
That's what the media likes.
Just the last few showings, before they closed out the show, killed interest for anybody that was really big into gaming and was honest with themselves about that.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Spider-Man. I'm saying, bro, how do you go from showing, what was it, like Beat Saber or something like that? Which, let me shout out, 108 Dragons and whatnot. I feel bad because I see him was really looking forward to VR games. And VR was, other than Resident Evil 4 Remake, that was atrocious for VR. I mean, having Beat Saber in there, that's good.
That one Synosis or whatever that game was, I thought that was really high.
The Arizona game, sure, too. The Arizona game as well, sure.
Yeah,
but that's not enough. And to put that way towards the end of the showcase, weird to do. And then right after VR, they then show Gran Turismo movie. They don't even show the video game.
They show out with that, yo. Like, dude, I thought they were doing. I thought they were doing the movie trailer to like add like DLC. To add like DLC to the game.
Exactly, Xbox. I was just like, yo, you guys are throwing this movie right here. There must be some like new tracks or some new bars or like a new feature to the headset or something like that, but they killed it and they just showed the movie, and then they're like, oh man, Jim Ryan came back on the screen and I was like, uh-oh, are they about to present something big? And he's like, I got to present a streaming device with some earplugs. And I was like, hell nah.
Yeah, no, bro. We're gonna talk about that in Spider-Man before to end this, but I do gotta shout out 108 Dragon. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he said God of War was packed in and it dropped the price of the bundle system. He's absolutely right there. And he says, K-Mega lost some weight. I see you, bro. No doubt. Yes, son. You see, yes, sir. Yeah, I told you Slim Mega's on his way, man. I'm working on this. I'm working on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these stands keep calling me K-Mega Fold 5 pounds.
Oh wow.
Anyway, yeah, no, that'd be clowning, bro. It's hilarious, but whatever. But no, I mean, I've been trying to get there for a little bit, but yeah, no, we were glad you're catching that out. But then also he says, Tryhards fan says it's hard to believe that many of us enjoyed Horizon Forbidden West. No, it's not. The game looks fun. It's beautiful. I like Horizon Forbidden West. I mean, for Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm waiting for the PC version.
Game. Don't get me started.
And I know you didn't like it, but all I'm talking about is
bro. I played it as well.
The sales aspect of it is normally a sequel to a big title for Sony hits. And they haven't been hitting. GT hasn't hit. The Last of Us remake didn't hit. Anything else did not hit except for Miles Morales, I think, did really well. God of War. That's it. Any other sequel that's dropped from PlayStation has not hit. So it's not hit like that anyway. But then 108 asked me, did I want to battle in Bubble Fest, brother? You know what? I might need to pause on that one. Pause, and you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, if there's a Bubble Fest, there better be ladies involved. There can't be no. I don't want no hairy ass, dirty ass, big feet men.
Phone party at K-Mega's house. Let's go.
No. Only Suds is gonna be there. There's got to be some women in it. You can give you bring Miss Yams from Stellar Blade to come play. I'm down for that. JD Gamer, man, appreciate the super chat. He says Sony will acquire at a discount, then use the IP with another dev studio. Oh shit. He says, did you guys see the Embracer? That Embracer lost $2 billion investment from one of its backers. No, I did see that. That will be definitely a topic that we will talk about on GRG.
That's a hit right there.
Friday. That's a topic that we'll definitely talk about because that is very interesting. Because the dude that was talking in the interview, he was shook. he was shook. That is not a good look.
Yeah, and with all like from the different companies that have been buying up like studios and publishers and everything like that. Not for anything, but I would rather see Embracer do well because I don't trust Tencent. You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody, you know what I'm saying? Microsoft doing what they're doing,
and Xbox is not going to do anything until after this.
I would rather see Embracer succeed and Tencent lose, those $1 billion backing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Let me read this from Cedric H. Man, really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys with the super chats and the support today. He said, "Where are these stands that gave Forza Motorsport for not having a release date? Where are they at for Spider-Man 2?" Okay, let's just get into this. I so we can go ahead and wrap it up. But hold
on, before you do that, you got 108 Dragons got another super chat, and it's funny as shit, yo. Like,
oh shit, 108 Dragons. He said, "Stands not popping bottles, they popping bubbles." Facts, yo, bro. Hey, stands, y'all need to hold the line. Y'all over here, I see the y'all need to be. Y'all need to. That is amazing. That's so funny. Anyway, all right. So, I do want to say this right here. Going back to what Ocular said, which was absolutely amazing. But it might have been somebody else, but Ocular said something earlier that I said. But where somebody was talking about the Jim Aaron, this is now the Jim Ryan era.
Right.
I said this. We kind of both was alluding to this back when I was talking about saying this is years ago. I said PlayStation is not. I said it's not going to happen overnight. But PlayStation is going to be in a position to kind of like where Xbox was when it's over, when they had their transition. I said you don't lose Andrew House, Adam Boyes, Demo Yoshida, and then Sean Layton is getting ready. And at that time Sean Layton was there, but then Sean Layton leaves. I said you can't have all that turnover and all those greats, those legends that was a part of PlayStation leave and expect the cog to still keep turning, without being oiled. So something has got to be, saying the new guns here that's going to take over. There's going to be some transitional period. We are seeing it, people. We're seeing it right now. You know what I'm saying? He's Bubble Fest. We are seeing it now. People thought like Xbox had to go, and every company goes through it when they have this type of turnover. And like I said, when you got legends like Adam, like I don't think Andrew House. Andrew House was, I don't know, bro. Like, Andrew House was amazing. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit. Maybe he does from PlayStation, fan base. I don't listen to a lot of PlayStation podcasts, but losing him when he gave it up and walked away, that was a huge loss. Now you add this guy, and so now when you look and you see one reason why Sean Layton left, which was kind of like the last of the standing guard, that was kind of like, look, we have to go this direction. We have to stand strong. And Yoshida, not the Yoshida that got demoted, but the person that's in charge of PlayStation or Sony, he was like, nah, bro, get on out of here. We got somebody right here that'll take your place. You know what I'm saying? Right here, Jim Ryan, go ahead, take over and listen to what we tell you to do. And now we're starting to see what PlayStation is going to become. Now we're also seeing how Xbox is trying to form themselves into being, now since Phil is now fully is taken over, and now we're going to see. This show is going to be, this Xbox showcase is definitely going to be a big indication of where we're going to see Xbox go. And I think the tide is finally going to turn. Not saying that Xbox is going to outsell PlayStation and consoles. I've never said that. I never will agree to that. I think though that the changing of Xbox always being the laughing stock is going to start changing, because I feel that now they know Redfall might have been a blessing in disguise. It might have been the blessing in disguise to wake everybody up at Xbox. It might have been the blessing in disguise, because I already thought the show was going to be good for Xbox, but now I think it's going to be extra amazing. And I don't think that they're going to just say, well, we can just do the bare minimum. I think they're going to go all out. I think that they're going to go all the way the hell out.
Well, bro,
Hey, man, did you see that? Did you see that picture that Tim Dog posted of
No, I have not seen
of
it.
Spider-Man in Redfall universe?
Oh my god!
And it looked spot on.
Oh my god! I can't wait for that Transformer movie.
It looked like another screenshot of Spider-Man. It was kind of crazy, yo.
Bob, you over here clowning? What is this? What is this?
No, he's not. He's not clowning. That is
no.
Honest
I'm talking about Xbot with showing a hamster doing. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna look for it and I'm gonna let people see it. The post that you did where
the squirrel
is over here humping on Spider-Man's head, bro.
Going in on Spidey's earlobe right there, man.
Oh my god,
you were going in.
You're messy as hell. Okay, I'm gonna look for Tim Dog stuff. Okay, let me see. All right, so let's talk about Spider-Man. Oh well, let me read this super chat. Let me read these two.
You got a couple,
chats.
bro.
Yeah, I got a couple. Okay, JD Gamer. He said, "Could Embracer Group is a holding company for Microsoft?" Anything is possible now. Anything is possible. I will never say never on anything. I never thought that Xbox would be going as ham as they are on acquiring like they did. 2018 kind of changed everything. The whole game has changed to me.
I sent it to you.
Okay. 108 Dragons. He says, breaking news, Spider-Man video was 30 frames per second.
Oh, I already knew that, but yeah,
dude, if they're doing
you watch it in 4K, it's obvious.
Yeah, well, if it's in 4K, it's gonna be 30 frames per second. If it's in 1080p, it'll be 60 frames per second. We all know this is the generation of 4K or 60, not 4K and 60. It's 4K or 60. So I mean, that's just standard now, man.
But if you watch the video on 4K on YouTube, you can tell like this is clearly 30 FPS.
Wow, I know my big ass head is in the way right here. Let me try to find Tim Dog stuff. Oh my god.
Damn, you were on that squirrel for a minute, yo.
Bro, that
really
was
like that
funny.
meme, huh?
No. That was wild.
Dude, I've been on fire all day today on Twitter.
Bro, everybody's been on fire. Okay, so let's talk about Spider-Man right fast. Okay, so
you see that picture though?
Yeah. I'm trying to go back to where Tim was, where I could see because my big head was covering where it was the clip of the picture.
Literally
it could have been there.
No, that picture from Redfall with Spider-Man in it could literally be in Spider-Man, no problem.
Well, hold on, let me just go ahead. Oh, there you go, right here. Well, you still see, but you see my big head in the way. Damn it. All right. Well, whatever. Let's just do that. Okay. All right. Spider-Man looked fun as hell. Like, I mean, it, all the action and stuff that, you see within the game. But that there was things that I seen from the PlayStation community that asked some really legitimate questions that I was not expecting them to say. I thought that it was just going to cap for it, whatever the case may be. Because the one thing I was like, could Spider-Man 2 be a playable game on the PlayStation 4? Because I didn't see anything. Oh, I seen more polish, of course. And there's more things to do, but graphically overall and tech-wise, I haven't seen anything overwhelmingly different to make me feel that game couldn't also be played on PlayStation 4. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, do you think that I'm a little off there? But I mean, I
see what you're saying,
but it didn't look. Yeah, but it didn't look like it. Like everything now, after seeing the difference between Horizon Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West, that's the barometer right there. Like, I mean, that is a leap. Like, that's something I'm like, oh no, PlayStation. Even though it did come on PlayStation 4, but no, that's what you expect from what you've seen from the original Spider-Man 2 trailer. To then what we got shown, and I'm looking at it like, damn it, I'm just going to quote from some of these PlayStation gamers that were saying, look, all the animations look like from the same design that was in the first two Spider-Mans. From Spider-Man, yeah, they are. And
They are.
and he's like, the water splash. They were just going on in details about the water splash with the jet ski scene and all that.
Water splash at a distance. First off, they were zooming in, which we all know, PlayStation fanboys have done to a bunch of Xbox games. They were zooming in, and at that point in time, you're zooming in at like 400%. It's not going to look that great. All right. But, the water splash and in otherwise really nice looking city, I wouldn't even bug out about that, man. The thing is, again, it looks like the core of the game is at its foundation a PS4 game. Does that mean I don't think it looked good? No, I thought it definitely, I thought it looked better than Miles Morales. There was certain scenes
it looks better
with
than
the lighting and stuff like that that they definitely went in on the looks. But in terms of a new experience, like it's gonna be more of the same, man. And then some of the liberties that Insomniac took making this game in terms of like the Black Suit Saga from the comic books is absolutely horrendous for anybody who's like a big comic book fan. Like, I know there are a lot of video game fans out there. I know there are a lot of PlayStation fans out there that no matter what, that this game is just absolutely amazing. But some of the liberties they took to make like Peter Parker use the symbiote suit, that the way Eddie Brock was using it as Venom, he never did that. I think there was an arc called Symbiote Spider-Man, all right, which wasn't an even popular arc and it didn't last that long. Maybe they took it from there, but like the actual, which is that story, which is a very important part of Spider-Man. All right, it's what brought Spider-Man back up back in the 80s and stuff, because people were really gravitating towards like X-Men and looking at other comic book companies as well, going into like getting into where into the 90s with Todd McFarlane and all that stuff, man. Dark Horse Comics and everything. So it was a really important story, and to see them kind of change that's what kind of irks me about what they did with the black costume, man. And to see people defend it, I'm like, you're just not a part of that comic book community.
Well, I think that there'll be different outfit. I think that there'll be different symbiote suits.
But at the core, this suit is at the core. This is a symbiote that becomes Venom, all that good stuff. They took certain liberties that, like, again, for the comic book fan, they're not going to be happy about that. I'm just saying. I'm not even saying it's going to be a big deal, but like that was almost in like comic book lore. That's like blasphemy right there, man. I swear. It's crazy.
And I'm a Spider-Man fan. I mean, I've read the comics. I'm more of an X-Men lore. We can talk about X-Men lore all day and night. That's everything to me. X-Men is my
girl
thing.
Storm. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But listen, man, I don't know. Ham, do you feel that like the game looked great? Like the game looked fun. I can't wait to get my hands on it and play it when it comes to PC. I'll wait a couple of years. I'm not in no hurry. I got plenty of other stuff to play. But didn't it just feel that it was more of the same? And I know that's what you want from certain games, but when you always tout like the power of this, the power of that, that was what Redfall got creamed for. Because look, you talk about all this power and then you give us Redfall. Come on now. Don't you feel that Spider-Man to some degree, because of how, there's some extras, but it doesn't seem like it's a lot of extras. I know that that's just a slice of the game, but if you're doing a presentation, you want to kind of show more into it. I mean, am I kind of off on this, or what do you think?
I don't think you're completely crazy. I think that I think that the game looks like it's going to be a fun time. You get a few new extra things. Spidey's gliding now.
Yeah.
That's really good. That was a really good addition. To be honest with you,
it really was, because traveling
the speed rings really get you from one place to the other like quickly as well. I actually, because that was one of the things I didn't like about
I didn't understand the speed rings.
No, the speed rings was wild.
It's just
didn't understand that. I was like, is this Sonic now? Like, what's going on?
It's like a fast travel, man. Don't look at it like it's supposed to be in the world, I guess. But I thought it was good to get from one place to the other. Like,
I want Lemon to go outside and see if he sees some speed rings.
Yo, Lemon, let us know. Take pictures.
Brooklyn.
He's gonna be throwing hula hoops in the air. Like, they're right there. They're right there.
Yeah. Hey, and when you see Miles, tell him that I'm glad that his voice sounds a lot more deeper in this version. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was sounding like a adolescent that was just going through puberty in Miles, but that's okay. But anyway.
But Viper, they both glide, man. Even the black suit did it.
I think it's hard to try to like make it look better than Miles Morales because there's a certain kind of magic. There's a certain kind of magic that comes with having snow and kind of puddles all over the place, and just the atmosphere that they put in Miles Morales made it really nice. It made it really nice. This one is more of like your regular day. So it seems more dull. As for the whole PS4 thing that you were talking about, me looking at that didn't make me think, this needed to only be on PS5. Hey, if we're out here giving the smoke, I'm dead serious. If we're out here giving the smoke to the way that, what was that game? The way that, dang, I'm trying to remember that WB game that came out last year, 30 FPS only.
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Yeah, if we're giving the smoke about how Gotham Knights
Mega. I did that quick for you, bro.
Like in the graphic aspect, then you need to give this the same exact smoke because I just don't feel like this is this isn't the jump from Zero Dawn to Forbidden West. It's not that.
That's where when you make a game look, and shout out to developers for making Horizon Zero Dawn look as good as it did to what Horizon Forbidden West looks. That's all world. That is all world. And so you set a bar, right? You set a bar. And that's not to take away from anything from Insomniac, because I mean, me playing the Spider-Man games, beating both of them, I understand now. But I was with Bot. I didn't like the first. I liked the way that the intro started. It was absolutely hot. Then it got kind of really boring, and then I played on something else. And then I jumped back in after I beat Miles Morales, which Miles Morales' music, style, the whole atmosphere got me back into the Spider-Man game. So I went back and I beat Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. And I was like, yo, okay, I do have a fixation on the game now. I see its greatness. But damn, when you even see Naughty Dog, when they did with The Last of Us, and then the jump from The Last of Us 1, I know it took tons of years, but that's fine. From that game to The Last of Us 2, there is glaring differences in the game, in the way the game is played, how the game feels, all of that. So much so is that I still to this day can't get past the first game, so I'm going to try again with this remake on the PC, and with me beating the second game, and it's because that game was so good. So I don't see that leap like that with this game, and I'm just kind of like, damn.
I gotta say,
I also thought the way that they transitioned back and forth between Miles Morales and Peter Parker was less interesting than I anticipated.
It was just a quick fade out, fade in. Like, that's exactly what it was, man. And trust me, I do that with the gameplay all the time on the next podcast. That's the way I transition.
Right, and that's what. Well, hold on. Let me read the super chat, and then I'm gonna get to that point, and then ask you guys this. Thank you, JD Gamer. He said, "What's the only CB hero, comic book hero, that ranks higher than Spider-Man? Superman. Now imagine if Xbox announced
I feel
their
bad for
show
anybody that
to
announced that game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Superman,
the
that would be
Superman game
really hard.
that would be fun to play. Do you know how hard it would be with his powers?
His powers are literally limitless. Bro can hop out of his backyard and go to Uranus.
Right.
Pause.
Why you gotta pick that? Why you gotta pick that one, man?
Wow. 108 Dragons, he says, where's the co-op pizza face? Oh, damn. Where's the co-op pizza face guy? Okay, that's where I was going to go to. That's where I was leaning to, so we can go ahead and be done. But
what pizza face?
Because that's the thumbnail I made. Like,
my quick point to that though was like the limitlessness of Superman would make that game be hard to grade in a positive light, because everybody would be like, you're missing this. Like, no matter what you do, you'd be missing something.
Right.
And it'd be something important to everybody. Like, it'd be blown out of proportion, especially if you give, I'm not even gonna lie, especially if you give it to Xbox for the first time and not make it multi-plat. It would just be,
I'm just saying, do you know how hard it would be to create tension, like, in that game with the power set and everything like that? Like,
Superman is just not the one game to try to work with.
You gotta go for more
Captain
more
America,
on the
Black Panther.
I would say even more on a more human level. You know, like Blade or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Bring it down a couple notches, man. Not everybody has to wear their underwear, outside their pants. We don't have to rock like Superman like that. It'd be crazy to see somebody make a successful Superman game. I just don't know how they could do it.
Right. And so, oh my goodness. So Venomous Viper, there you go. He says, what about MBG trying to come back to the green side? No, I don't know. I don't pay attention. The only time I see who that guy is when people posting.
This is how he sounded when he transitioned from Xbox to PlayStation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, I was there. There was one point in time where he was talking about Xbox stuff. This was a long time ago. I reached out and see if he would want to talk on next podcast and everything. But that was right when he was I guess he was about to change. He was thinking about changing it.
So he changed up, huh?
So he was like, yeah, nah. Like he was picking his words carefully and everything. I'm like, all right. And then like right after that, I saw why. I'm like, oh shit, okay. But yeah, it's very similar, guys. Very similar.
Yeah, a Spawn game would work. There's so many other superheroes. Like I would throw a hat in the ring. I would like to see an Elektra game or a Punisher game. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just so many other heroes, like a Daredevil game. Anything. Because that also kind of ties into, if you do a Daredevil or Elektra, that ties into with the Kingpin, all different types of stuff. There's all different types of angles with that. Like I just feel like to go that big with a Superman game is just would be. I would rather have that game be a third party for somebody to try that out. Like instead of Xbox trying to go that hard in the paint, because you're not going to please everybody with that Spider-Man. Like look wise, it's got to be right. Fighting wise, you can have kryptonite enemies, but which lore are you going to go with? Like it's just too much going on. Too much going on.
I'd like it to go the other way and get a Joker game.
Oh, go with
where you're the Joker.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, Joker's cool. I mean, but I don't know. I mean,
if you want to bring the human element to it, there's no more human than that.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know. There's so many possibilities. It's just that, that's why I think Spider-Man is so, because Spider-Man is strong enough to be, that could do some amazing stuff, but he's not as strong as someone like, like Superman or whatever, to where the fact that you can't see him getting his ass whooped, unless somebody that's coming on the planet that is that's destroying cities or something like that. So that's why, something on a more human level is a bigger situation. I think it's a best video game because then it's better for a video game than I think than just coming out with something that is just like.
This is my last one.
Deep.
How about Constantine?
That's a good one. I'd co-sign for that one. Yeah.
I would, yeah, because then you fighting in the underworld and all types of shit.
Gameplay elements, his ritualistic medallions, the different kind of like weapons to defeat different types of enemies, demons, and stuff like that. Even down to the point of spell casting and stuff. That's a lot of good gameplay mechanics can be built into a Constantine game. That would be really good.
Right. So I mean, okay. So at this point, right. All right, and then our last point after this one, because I mean, there's just so much to talk about, right? There's just so much to talk about. Do Xbox at this point in time, after the PlayStation showing, needs to show a superhero game? I mean, do they really need to at this point?
No. But I do say, for everything that has happened around Xbox, and kind of like their mishaps when it's come to like releasing games and kind of like dealing with the public and stuff like that, I say that they have to go big on the showcase for their consumers.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about anything outside. It's about the Xbox gaming community, and that's why they have to go big for this show.
Yeah, no, there's no question about that. No, they have to go big. The Redfall debacle, like I said, is probably Xbox saving grace, because they might have came in here coasting like, we know what we got coming. We're gonna hit you with a couple of things, but we'll kind of coast into this. We'll be all right. But because Redfall was the ABK deal was supposed to already be approved, and Redfall was supposed to be a good game. Neither one of those things happened yet. So therefore, all right, let's just release the hounds. Let's kick ass, take names, and then have a good year. Have a good year. Because now, when you look at it, Xbox overall this year is going to be better than PlayStation. Because I mean, Spider-Man is supposed to be coming here in fall, but the rumors were at that time was that Spider-Man was going to go head to head against Starfield. That ain't happening now.
Yeah, they still pussyfooting about that.
Yeah, and they're pussyfooting about when it's a release date. Like, I mean, Try Hard Fan said, like, they already said that it's coming out this year, all this and that. But listen, keep that same energy. And you know what I'm saying? Look, Forza doesn't have a date, and people can question that. Sony isn't giving no date for Star. That game could easily get we'll go ahead and bring it first quarter of the year. Because maybe, hold on, think about this for a hot second. God damn it, y'all are killing me. I love it though. I love it. I'm having so much fun. What if Sony is waiting? Because remember, they waited till the last minute for with God of War on giving out a date. What if they're waiting to see if Starfield is going to be that hit, and it's going to be actually that type of a true contender for Game of the Year? And
you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, see, my bad. I thought you were done with the question, yo.
But... Oh, yeah. And then if Starfield is that great and is going to be a contender for Game of the Year, Sony was like, shit, this game ain't going to be, Spider-Man ain't going to be in that discussion. Why don't we just go ahead and just push this game out until next year? I don't know.
Messy. That's messy right there, bro.
That is messy, but could that be? I mean, because Sony wants those accolades, right? But nothing is going to beat Zelda. Nothing is going to beat Zelda. Nothing. So Starfield is really the only game that's out there that's going to have to be at that level to do it. Because Spider-Man's not going to beat Zelda. Spider-Man's going to sell like hotcakes. It might be the best. It might be the second best-selling game or the first best-selling game for
I don't think Spider-Man's going to beat. I don't think Spider-Man's going to beat Diablo, bro.
Oof.
It's a game to be hyped about. It's a game to be hyped about. But I feel like, and I understand a lot of the casuals aren't watching these showcases or whatnot. Right. But I just feel like the showcase didn't help hype it even further.
No.
Oh,
No,
shit.
it didn't.
In my opinion, it didn't put it on a pedestal like it should have been.
Yo, for real.
I just honestly think this game is gonna be really good. It's gonna be rated really well, but it has. I don't think it has a chance versus Diablo, or Hogwarts. I'm not even gonna put Zelda in the category because Zelda is on another
Hogwarts
level.
on another tier.
Going to be nominated. Yo,
Yeah,
that's
Zelda's
definitely going to be nominated.
All right. This is pretty interesting. I'm okay. So, Venomous Viper, our brother Viper. Hopefully, you'll come back. I know that you probably needed to take a week off from GRG after Dark Optimus. You know what I'm saying? He kept what he killed, and and put some hands on you. But it's okay. Dark Sidious Viper.
There's a reason why we call him Angry Otter, sir. There's a reason.
And the Angry Otter was bragging.
You're gonna be angry on Friday.
No. He ain't gonna. Tonight is when he's gonna get cooked. He's gonna get a little cooking
tonight,
on GRG.
Tonight,
oh really yeah, you got your show tonight. Xbox. That's right.
That's why you haven't been on my show, man. That's the whole reason.
Well, y'all have conflicting shows at the same time, so
that's the whole reason.
Yeah. But okay. But Cleo Walker, this is stunning because nobody's talking about Gollum. But he says, why is no one talking about Gollum? He says, talk about releasing the game at the perfect time because no one cares how bad it is. Nobody's talking about Gollum. When they first announced Gollum, it's like, and JD Game, I'm sorry, I didn't read your super chat. He said, it just has to be a classic Superman pre 1980. I don't see the Superman thing, but
I really black and white.
No. He said he's thinking about where Superman didn't seem so OP back like when Christopher Reeves was playing as Superman.
He want the Smallville version.
Right, he wants Smallville version. Listen, I don't know. Diablo had me to look from where I was looking I'll pick up Diablo later on down the line. I like Diablo 3, but I didn't really jump into it to where I played that Diablo beta all weekend to get level 20. Bro, I started after GRG, did not stop until they shut it down. And I got to level 20, fought the World Beast, did all that stuff. From me saying I'll get that game later to me buying the Ultimate Edition. So Diablo serious. So it's like that's what I'm saying. There was only a 2-game race for me in June because I'm paying upwards of $200+ for some games. That's nuts. So so Final Fantasy wasn't gonna get no shine from me anyway until later. But and I think Gollum is coming out. I don't even know when Gollum is coming out. I know it's coming out this year, but I don't know. And so Diablo will definitely be a factor. hi-firush still going to be nominated for something. I think it still has a chance to be up for Game of the Year. Won't win, of course, but I still think it's good enough to be at least nominated. But there's still more games to come out that we'll know. So
man, don't sleep Hellblade 2 though. Okay.
Well, that's what I was going to read about. What Viper said. He says Spider-Man again versus Hellblade 2. If Hellblade 2 drop, if Xbox does drop another big title like Hellblade 2 in November, man,
what?
I'm thinking it's Forza. But that's dropping in November. But man, if they drop Hellblade, wouldn't this be if they drop Hellblade? Forza's like a shadow drop, right? Let's say because Forza has to be a shadow drop if Hellblade 2 is coming.
It's not going to be a shadow drop on the 11th because
it can be a shadow drop if it's been mentioned, right?
Yeah,
what they're doing is on the 13th they're giving a single player walkthrough on Forza Monthly. So right there, they're not going to release the game on the 11th and do a single player walkthrough on the 13th. That wouldn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? So they're not gonna drop it during the showcase. I was hoping they would,
but they could drop it that month though.
Yeah,
they really could.
Yeah,
they could drop it that month.
You know why? Because of Game Pass.
Right. Well,
I mean, with that being said, it'd be weird to show a single player kind of showcase and then put it all the way at the end of the year.
Right.
Wouldn't you want to capitalize on that, on that, Steam or whatever you want to
as
call
soon
it?
as you could. As soon as you could.
As soon as you could. Yeah, that makes
A
sense.
sizzle.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
since that game was supposed to be out in the first part of this year, that should be pretty close to done then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cleo Walker says the reviews for Golem are out, and it's a 38 Metacritic. Oof.
Yeah, it is, and that must mean the game is coming out relatively soon.
Really soon.
And it's not looking, as K Mega would say, so succulent.
That game
it's not looking
sounds like it should
succulent,
be
bro.
broken.
It's not looking succulent at all. It's not looking succulent and juicy. If that game is coming out in June, that game is cooked. It's not succulent and juicy. It's gonna be dry, mighty dry, because you don't have Final Fantasy. That game gonna come out in 26. I mean, that game is gonna come out with Diablo, Street Fighter 6, and Final Fantasy 16, and whatever else that's gonna be dropping. Oof, yikes.
This needs sauce immediately. This thing is overcooked.
That thing needs some sauce, and it's gonna need a proper side to make it edible, because that thing came out rotten. He said, is Golem the worst game ever? I don't know, bro. I haven't seen. Well, no, the worst game ever is the Hell Redemption or something like that. A game I bought that was on the 360. It was a motorcycle game. That was still the worst game that I've ever played in my life.
I thought you were gonna say Superman. for the 64.
I never got a chance to play the Nintendo 64 Superman. I just know everybody talks about how awful that was.
And that's why everyone's terrified to touch Superman, is because of games like that. I mean, there was 360 Supermans too, but
yeah.
There's a reason they stopped making them.
Hey, bro, I'm not going to say, hey, Ocular, white sauce. No, pause, son. Pause. No. Hey, Golem gonna need some sauce on that dry bird, but there ain't gonna be no white sauce.
K-Meg ain't giving up that gravy like that.
Y'all nasty. Anyway, all right, so Spider-Man. All right, why is Spider-Man not having co-op? I mean, it was already out there. Like Lemon brought that up. That's what this whole thing with me was finishing this off about Spider-Man was. I mean, all these their sources are terrible at Sony. All these, I mean, not everybody bats 1,000, but they bat like 1. I mean, 0.1. Bro, they are awful. Co-op, you would think that co-op would be something that would be implemented into the game, since Sony is definitely starting to try to put out this, online push. I don't know. I think that the game would be really, really fun. Maybe it might be too complex. I mean, but if you could, I don't know. I think that because maybe they would have to make it a online only type of game to do the co-op aspect of it. But I don't know. I think it's a missed opportunity. What do you guys think?
I mean, I know they said it was to be single player a while back, but if you look at their marketing, they're talking about, I forgot something, the ending was together, making it sound like you would be able to play this game with a friend. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's really kind of like weird marketing. Definitely a misstep there, but it's also a missed opportunity, man. If you think about it, like you look at, it would have been good to have the option of going single or co-op. With the single player, then you get that transition that we saw from Peter to Miles. And like Ham said, it's not like there was anything intricate or intriguing about the transition. It was a really simple transition. So that's not a lot of like write-in or whatnot. Yeah. And then on the other side, when you go in co-op, and then you kind of gotta work with your friend and kind of take on that mission or whatever. I feel like it was a missed opportunity. Yeah. And from all the talking, because we know Miles, we know Peter, and then at one point during this whole thing, they did talk about playing as Venom. Before the showcase. So that would be 3 people right there. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just a missed opportunity. You have a huge sandbox here with New York City. You have one of the most iconic comic book characters, and kind of like renditions, iterations, and characters around him. Like, I think everybody would want to go in and play this game co-op with their friends and stuff. So it's just they dropped the ball on it, man. They should have designed it from the beginning, thinking about that. In my opinion.
I agree with you on that. Now, I mean, my boy Dragonheart, he says nobody ain't mentioned co-op when Grand Theft Auto 5 revealed 3 main characters.
Can I answer this? Can I please answer this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I understand what you're saying about GTA 5 and switching between the 3 characters, but do you know what Rockstar did give you? A whole thing called GTA Online where you and your friends can go in, and that whole city,
that is true.
That whole map that you had, and all these crazy activities, even more robberies, even more things to do in online. At least they gave you an experience that you can go in with your friends. And to this day has so many active users in it, and people still playing that online aspect. It's still like that. That's not an excuse when it comes to Spider-Man. Dragon, yeah. I love you, bro. But no, we can't talk about that.
And he says, and no, it's not a missed opportunity. They can do a multiplayer Spider-Man online in the future, which they can. I don't know. And then Try Hard, you know what I'm saying? Try Hard is fighting hard today, boy. Shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You
fight his name, man.
You Try Hard fan. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. Good dude. He says that was never implied, though. He says it was clear that we'd be able to switch between the two eventually. But I mean, that's the thing, though. I wouldn't have expected anything like that unless I didn't hear this from the PlayStation community talking about their sources, or me going through back channels and looking and finding out information of talking about stuff when we doing the podcast and things like that, where they were all talking about it, and so-called insiders and devs and all this other stuff talking about that it's going to be implemented to it. They're going to show it. They're going to do this. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the problem. And I don't think that, if you just look at the game and you see it for what it was, I don't think anybody would have, people would have asked, hey, is there opportunities there could be co-op in the game? And the devs kind of hint to it that, well, we'll think about it or whatever the case, then that's something to have a discussion about. But when you have these people telling you that it's happening, it's coming, content creators, it's coming, this shows, let me show you this right here. And when people feel like they got more information of the know and it's not there, it is a missed opportunity, because if you think about it, having, like Bot said, having a open world co-op game where you can play as Spider-Man, and just think about like all the different suits that you have in the game, and then all you got, and you can play as Miles or Spider-Man or Venom or now you have Reptile, or I'm not Reptile, I mean whatever that damn lizard's name is, and then Craven, like then you have other opportunities to have that online Spider-Man game just to be played, to have fun, just do all different types of stuff. I would be all over that. That would be fun, because the action within a Spider-Man game is outstanding. And then if you could have like where you can do combos, where you do double combos, which I'm pretty sure that they'll have that in the game. I just think that would be cool. I mean, it's just no different than when they were talking about the Horizon game as a service, open world, and all this type of stuff. I think that would be fascinating. That world is so rich, so many things to do. You implement those type of things into an open world, that's a winning proposition for me. I think that those are things that would make me want to have a PlayStation 5 or indeed buy that game. But that's just me. I mean, that's just a difference of opinion. But all right, guys, do anybody else have anything they want to say? I think we've kind of hit on all the things, and of course we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, but before we do our sign outs, I do have to do this. Like I said, hey man, Beats of Truth, you had me crying, literally crying, because when he says they got Spider-Man 2 looking like Clay Fighter, bro, I swear, man, I was in tears. That had me laughing for about an hour last night. But we gotta do this. Shameless plug. to let you know how this is going to look. You're going to get a prelude on Xbox channel tonight on our next podcast. But GRG, our boy Dark Optimus, he's going to get cooked. And as I always say this, say this, we keep what we kill. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you ever watch Riddick, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to punish him because I told him this. I told him what was coming. I told him what was coming.
On that day.
My God. Okay. Yeah. No. I won't be that messy on that one. There will be.
You already messy with the damn TV shit, and I'm like,
being real. People know it's gonna be TV.
No, it's not.
Sony
no,
gonna put
absolutely
TV on your
not.
trash.
Absolutely.
No choice. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna work. Yeah. We're gonna get Spider-Man. We're gonna get that. They might announce. So they'll show some Spider-Verse clips, of course, TV, and then okay, but no,
you do realize that they're going to be at Summer Games Fest too, right? So they could show that TV stuff there.
They will double dip. Sony wants you. They're going to drill you.
Double dip. Get out of here.
They'll show some more Final Fantasy.
You sounded like Fred last night when he was talking about other crap.
I think Xbox is going to be amazing. I think Sony show is going to be amazing too. I really do. They're just going to have a lot of TV. You know?
Oh, get out of here with that TV stuff, man! Come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Gran Turismo players in the world will compete for a place in racing history.
I wasn't fully. I missed out on a little bit. But they hit him. Man, Dark Optimus, you gonna get cooked. You gonna get cooked. All right, man. Okay. But Ham, I really appreciate you guys coming through, man. I really do. Yeah, we'll be helping me out. So why don't you let us know what's going on with your bot, what you got going on tonight? Know there's a little podcast that's going to be dropping. Why don't you let everybody know about it? What's going on, man?
You're going to have to let him know because he's no longer here.
Oh, did he drop out? Oh, damn. Holy shit. Well, damn. I guess he wanted. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah, check out the next podcast tonight. You know what I'm saying? Comes on at 7 p.m. Central Time, the Lord's Time. And it's what? 8 Eastern? Maybe I think that would be 5 Pacific or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot to discuss. And Ham, I know that you got a podcast running at the same time. So why don't you let everybody know what you got going on? Who's your guest? All of that, brother.
Man, tonight's going to be fun. I got special guests coming through, RGT85. Pretty well-known YouTuber out here. He's also he also teams up with Spawn Wave, does content with him as well. If you want to check that out, like K Mega said, it's going to be at the same time as Xbox podcast, but it's going to be on the TSWS Gaming YouTube channel. I'll drop the link in the chat if you guys want to check it out. But
yeah, drop it in there.
It'll definitely be a good time. So make sure you guys check that out. And if you're watching K Mega and Xbox, I mean, I'm streaming it, but it'll always be there. So in case you guys want to come through and check it out after you get done checking out Xbox show, totally down with that too. However you want to do it, just make sure you come through, support your boy, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
Let's get them there. Let's get them there. That'll be great. Really do appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, tonight I said we'll be on next podcast, but Friday nights. Woo,
Wait.
Yeah.
Bro in the chat says, Ham, you got a Sony fanboy on your show. Good luck. Not good luck to me. I'm fine. Yesterday was bad for them.
It's gonna be rough for them, boy.
It ain't. I don't need no luck. I'm good.
Man, listen. So Friday night, the GRG podcast. That's gonna be messy. That's gonna be real messy. I don't know if Dark is gonna show up.
I can't wait.
I can't wait, bro, because we'll be full. We'll be full teamed. You know what I'm saying? I might even have to ask a guest to come on through, man. I might have to get a guest on, man. We gonna be ready. We're gonna be full full suited and booted. I cannot wait. Let the weenie roast fly. We're gonna have a weenie roast. Pause. Anyway, y'all got me saying pause like that. Bro, a weenie roast, like hot dog roast, not a. I don't know. People. It's
gonna be a PlayStation roast.
It's gonna be cooking. Woo! That PlayStation chicken is gonna be dry.
It's gonna be succulent.
Ooh, no.
It's gonna be succulent, and we're gonna leave it bone dry.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. All right, man. Thank you guys for checking out my thoughts video. I will see you guys here later. Really do appreciate it, man. As always, y'all stay blessed, man. We out. Peace.